Ember Cup, is it worth your money? We'll find out. So we're talking about the Ember Cup. We both have one. I left mine at the house. Don't have it with me, but I got one as a gift. He bought one from a big box store, so these reviews are completely unbiased. It's our own personal opinions, and we haven't talked about what we're going to say on today's video to let you know what we think individually about what we found out with the Ember mugs. So according to what Ember puts out, it has a long battery life of up to 1.5 hours. Or all day if you include the coaster. It is waterproof, so you can wash it. I don't know that I'd be comfortable submerging it in a sink, but I do hand wash it because you don't want to put it in the dishwasher. You do not want to microwave it either. It's kind of sad that they have to have those kind of warnings written on the bottom of things because somebody would actually microwave that. But anyways, you hand wash, and it has a temperature range from 120 to 145 degrees. Has an auto sleep function that kicks off if it realizes there's nothing in the cup, and it will kick on whenever you pour something into the cup. It's of course all paired with the Ember app, which is really the star of the show because there are other heating mugs out there that I would say do an effectively similar job that the Ember mug does, but the star of the show is the app. So this is what it says that it'll do. What I experienced and what he experienced, let him tell you what he experienced. But what I experienced is that the charge takes forever. I don't know. I can't remember what the manual says. It comes with a little booklet, but I think it takes over 2 hours, like 2 hours to charge from dead to start using it again. And it seemed like, did you ever try to do it with like pour liquid in it while I was charging?
No, I actually it was midday when I got it. I pulled it out of the box, plugged in the coaster, set it on the coaster because it says to fully charge it before you use it. And that little indicator, mine's blue, you can change that. That's a little cute setting you can do. It'll flash white until it's fully charged. And it was midday when I put it on the charger, and then when I got home from work, I came back and it was still charging. So, I mean, I think it was even longer for me because that was probably about 12, and it wasn't until like close to 5 whenever I got home. It was still charging, and then finally charged.
Yeah, it seemed like it took forever on my first charge. And, I mean, I haven't actually timed it for any subsequent charges, but I do remember pouring hot liquid in it while it was charging, and it, of course, kicked on, and it seemed like, I don't know, maybe I just didn't do it right. Maybe I was wrong, so I don't want to just put this out there and say that this is exactly what it does. It didn't seem like it actually charged, or it seemed like it still went dead on the coaster. Could have been me, could have been user error, but the charging time takes forever. Yeah. And it doesn't, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I like to keep my temperature on the hotter side in the 140s. My battery does not last an hour and a half on mine. I get about an hour out of it because I usually start my day off in the first thing in the morning, up early in the morning reading, and I want to sip on coffee and not in the first 10 minutes it be lukewarm and I could chug it. So I wanted something that was going to be able to keep it hot. My wife knew that, bought it for me for Christmas. So it does that really well because it shouldn't take me longer than an hour to drink a cup of coffee in the morning. So for just that, I think it's a really good thing. But like I said, it doesn't last an hour and a half. It takes forever to charge. And it's just something that it's been a nice experience. 6 ounces. It's. I will say this: they gear it towards espresso, and it really fits that. Like when I do a cortado in the mornings, it holds it well. I'm able to actually enjoy it without feeling like I've got to hurry up and drink it before it gets cold. So I will give it that. It does really good. If you're an espresso type of person, maybe this is something for you to add to your morning routine.
Yeah, but this is the second generation. I know when it first came out, I remember I saw it, thought kind of gimmicky. The longer I looked at it, the longer I thought kind of something I might like, but I never pulled the trigger because I thought it's probably going to just go downhill. But it's kept trucking along, Came out the second generation, then they introduced the cup because it's normally a 14-ounce mug with a handle on it. And then they introduced the cup, and then they have introduced a travel mug. Same concept, the same charging situation with the coaster and everything. It plugs into the wall. This is the only thing that's wireless. This does have a charging port, and it plugs into a wall. You can buy these separate online. You can buy a lid online and a
Which would make a difference if you had multiple places that you
Exactly.
were sitting, one in the kitchen, one in the office, or one, I don't know, where you sit around for a while. If you want to put it by your couch, you could do that if you wanted to, but not for 6 ounces.
Exactly. This is about $99. It's going to be 100 and some bucks once it's all said and done.
Or 4 payments of $25.
Yes. You can get the
Best
mug.
Buy told me so.
The mug is going to be what was it, 130, about 130. It'll be probably close to 140 once it's all said and done. But it's all whatever kind of style you're doing. I know we do a strong cup, a real strong cup, so we don't really need 14 ounces of a really strong cup of coffee. 6 ounces does plenty for what we're doing. I mean, that's like two shots and then a little bit of cream if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just to sip on, because you're not chugging that. I mean, you could, but why? Why would you want to? I like enjoying my coffee. And if you're going to chug your coffee, why would you even purchase this thing in the first place?
So for what it does, I mean, I think it's a good thing. But would I buy it again? And I would honestly say that if I had it given to me or loaned to me and somebody said, hey, try out this Ember mug for a couple of weeks, see if you like it, since, coming from not having it, I don't know that I would actually go out and buy it if I had that trial period. I would probably buy one used, but I don't know that I'd just the $100 for me to spend $100 on a mug. And here's my thing: the electronics in it. I've heard people say that they've had trouble with these pins when I'm reading reviews online. That these pins sometimes would not make contact. They couldn't get their mug to charge. That would tick me off. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think for me it has to do with $100 for a mug that has a questionable time of lasting. I would struggle with that. So like I said, if somebody gave it to me to try it out and I experienced everything I experienced, realize that, because here's what this cup is not meant to do. This is not a pour my coffee in and I walk around all day with a hot cup of coffee, because like I said, for me, after an hour, it rapidly declines. And that's the few times that I just maybe got distracted. My kids came in or something and distracted me. So if you're thinking that this is something that you can just keep your coffee warm all day, I'm reminded of my wife's grandfather. He is notorious for just walking around with a cup of coffee and just sticking it in the microwave about every hour, because he walks around with the one cup of coffee that just always gets cold because he doesn't drink it fast enough. This is not the solution to your grandfather who walks around with a cup of coffee. This is it's going to keep your coffee at your favorite temperature while you're drinking it, as long as you're drinking it within, that hour, just around an hour period, which is fine with me. I mean, it does that well. So I don't know. I say I wouldn't buy it, but at the same time, I think if I tried it out and then I didn't have it, I would also feel the withdrawals of, man, I really did like that.
It's really, it's kind of a lifestyle thing, and I don't mean that to sound hippie, but it's just like, if coffee is a part of your life and you enjoy good coffee, it's definitely a pretty good purchase. I mean, to bite the bullet one time, and if you're going to use it enough to justify it, I think it's worth it. But if you're just a casual coffee drinker, or I think about, like, if I was with the parents or something like that, we were having a family function or something like that, I really wouldn't care. Dad's going to make a pot of coffee. I'm going to grab whatever cup is the first one I find. Maybe I'm going to get something that's a little bit thicker, and then I'm just going to sip on the coffee till it's gone and then be done with it. I really don't think, man, I really wish I had my Ember with me. But it's definitely for someone who enjoys it at home. I mean, kind of a minimalist situation. I know for me, it's a little bit different because I don't work from home. I'm not home all the time. So it's just
sitting in an office.
Exactly. When I'm home, I do enjoy it. But if you were at home all the time, you had your home office, you're working on a computer, it would be money. I mean, because it's going to sit there. You could have your coaster plugged in right next to your laptop, and your coffee is always going to be the same temp every single time you come back to it.
Which begs the question, maybe those people who have those reviews about these pins in here wearing out, if they were those people. So
Exactly.
there's that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that they were. One thing that I've tried taking at places, it sloshes around really easy, especially the small one.
Yeah.
But I will say this, that button keeps it it's kind of tacky, which is nice. So it didn't slide anywhere, but I don't know, the symmetry of it makes it want to slosh out.
If you don't know,
But I forget in the car every time.
This
and
is
it's not ready for in the morning.
This is a 6 ounce, but that's as far as it goes down. That's all hardware. Everything happening down there. That's the heating system and all the computer that's inside of it. So it's actually very shallow. There's not much going in. Have you stuck your finger in it when it was heating up? I did that. It's kind of weird. It doesn't burn you.
I do know that like that's where the heating comes from, because whenever I'm finishing my last of coffee, that part gets really hot. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I don't know, maybe it's for you. If it's something that you like, let us know down in the comments. If you have an Ember mug, Ember cup, travel mug, whatever, anything Ember, let us know what you think about it. Maybe your perspective is different than mine. Hope it is. If we all have the same perspective, it'd be a little boring in this world. Yeah. But that's what I think. That's what he thinks. Let me know what you think down in the comment box. If there's something else you want to see us do a review on, let me know. We would love to try it out, let you know our opinions. And if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like, subscribe button, and hit that bell icon so you know when new videos come out. Until next time.